This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Welcome everyone to the January 17th Board of Public Works meeting. I will make a motion to open this evening's meeting.
I second.
Thomas Salisbury?
Yes.
Steve Ludwig?
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
All right, item number 1. We have public speak. Would anybody care to speak? No one. Fair is out traveling and is not expected to press this evening. So on to item number 3, approval of the January 3rd, 2023 meeting minutes. I will make a motion to approve if you don't have any comment on.
No. I second.
Okay. Thomas Salisbury?
Yes.
Steve Ludwig?
Yes.
2 in favor, motion carries.
I will break that pen for me now. Thank you. Unless we want me signing in Sharpie.
I mean, you could.
Yeah. Legal's legal, right?
Yep. There's no way to get that off of there then.
No. Thanks. Alright, while Steve's wrapping that up, item number 4, we carried over any discussion of the water sewer base rates. I know we're expecting the mayor to join us next meeting to have a formal discussion of that, but if Steve or any member of the public has any comment on what's been presented so far.
Would you mind just going over these quickly, since
Sure.
I wasn't here for this?
Yeah, well, do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, we're just looking to do an increase to the base fee. The mayor has proposed that we push the base fee up 20% across the board, just to kind of shore up the enterprise fund. So your average meter, I mean, we've got 156 5/8 meters in the system. Like most of the system is 5/8 inch meters. For this year, $16.40. She'd like to see the base fee go up to $19.15 for FY25. So it comes out, I don't have it all fresh in my head right now, but it's about $15 a year.
Okay.
Because it's quarterly increase, $3 or so.
Yeah, the rates that we set would be staying, the usage rates would be staying the same. This is just that service fee,
Base fee.
the base fee for having the meter and access to the system. So,
But they do increase more based on the size of the meter. So if you have a 1-inch meter, you're already paying $39.40 for a base fee. So then that's usually someone with a larger irrigation system or some reason that they want the larger meter in there. So that fee would then increase, the additional 20%. Like you said, it's just the base.
Thank you.
and for the next meeting when we have with the mayor, I'll prepare a similar thing like I've done in the past, where it's sort of, the average user, a large user, a multifamily. I might
Right.
put in some of the larger meter ones,
Sure.
just as to show the overall percentage increase. Yes, it's asking for a 20% increase, but the actual bill increase will be,
Significantly less.
single digits kind of increase. So just to put it in context, I'll get those prepared and I'll send those out before the meeting so everybody can take a look at them. Just didn't get to it this week.
Yeah. I know.
Hectic. If there's any other input or any other questions on that, then I will continue that to next meeting with the mayor. And we'll move on to item number 5, the corrugated discussion of FY24 and 25 paving.
Yep. Michelle, do you have those other 2 copies, sis?
They're on the back of their
Okay.
yeah. They're
So
paper clips.
I just got this yesterday and had to get with everybody to kind of go through it. So I'm sorry to drop it on you guys right in the meeting, but we're not voting on anything.
No,
It's
this
like,
isn't
it's
very
just
small.
for you to see it. So just some of the costs that's actually tied to when we want to go and do a paving project. I also wanted to discuss this in tonight's meeting for any of the public that watches it. We get calls about, like, why aren't you paving my street? My street hasn't been paved in 50 years. And I get it. It's just that we don't have the funding to take on multiple streets in a year, and we kind of do what we can by tying our Chapter 90 money to a grant project or any construction projects in town that we can leverage grant funding against, and try to get the most as we possibly can out of every dollar. So in talking internally here, like the 4 big projects we have that are kind of at the top of our priority list between myself, the highway supervisor, and the water sewer supervisor, and the engineers, are Fort Hill Road. Mass DOT inspects the bridge down there a couple times a year, and they're on us to replace the bridge decking. The pavement's pretty degraded. The patches have patches, and we need to replace that bridge wear course before there's any further damage to the bridge itself. The bridge itself is actually in pretty good shape. It's just if we can get the decking done, we have to do the decking on that bridge and out on Torrey Street. Torrey Street itself is a small bridge there.
Yeah, it's all of us.
Yeah, so those two bridge deck replacements, we're gonna focus on bidding out as one project and see what the numbers come back at. We were looking at Fort Hill Road and paving it from East Street to Clapp Street, the whole do the whole road and the bridge deck. So the cost just for the reclaim and pave, you're looking at $976,000. That's without the bridge deck. So we've got a kind of a preliminary budget number for the bridge deck of about $250,000, because we have to carry a bunch of contingency money in there for what they find underneath the wear course when they get it off. So Dan's working on costing out some other options, and what I think we're going to end up bidding out for this year is both bridge decks, the Torrey Street and Fort Hill bridge deck, and a good section of Florence Road from Maxine Circle to the Northampton line, and break that up into two projects, and see where the numbers come back. We'll do one section and carry the second section as an ad alternate, depending on what the numbers come back at. The numbers that we forecast with are the Franklin Regional Council of Governments bids, and they're sometimes a little higher than what we can get if we bid it out ourselves. So it's a little bit more work for us on the procurement side, but if we can get a better value for the city, that's the way we'll do it. So that's kind of most of it in a nutshell. But you look at, we want to go out and do Loudonville Road. Like Loudonville Road is bad. We get a number of complaints about it. I drive it a lot. It's bumpy. The challenge there is we need to do some drainage work from right about the new development there, Stepwood Crossing. It has nothing to do with the new development. It's just that there's no drain main up there. And with these heavier rainstorms that we've been seeing, we've got to get some more catch basins installed out there to prevent some residents' yards from flooding, and then carry that drainage somewhere. The nearest drain main is about, I think it's 800 feet from where we need to get the catch basins installed to where we can tie into the current drainage system without having to get a new outfall permitted and a right of way established across someone's property up there to get it to somewhere that makes sense. So it's not just to go out. I mean, sure, we can go out and mill and pave it, but that's not going to solve the issue of someone's house getting splashed with water when it's puddling there because there's nowhere for the flow to go. Just sheet flows off into the yards when we get 3 inches of rain in an hour. It's a problem. So I don't want to go out there and pave and not mitigate that.
Right.
So we're looking at a few options for funding, getting that. Maybe we can get some of that drainage installed this year and have that road better set for paving in FY25. It's just none of it's that simple. Like you look at the number we put on for Franklin Street. That's not too bad, but we do know we have to do a bunch of sanitary sewer lining. So we carried about $65,000 was the number Dan used for to replace lining of the sewers out there. But we need to do a lot more investigative work to make sure they're good candidates for lining, and that amount of funding will cover the amount of lining that needs to be done. We're seeing some significant infiltration and inflow issues at our wastewater pump stations. We have been seeing it, but more so with the weather the last few weeks, where we saw that snow and then the ground's just a little frozen, and then you get 4 inches of rain on top of it. Presents a significant challenge for some of our stations. Some of them can handle the flow, but they're running a lot more than they should be. It should just be sanitary sewer flow.
Right. So we're getting ingress through.
Exactly. Groundwater.
Yeah.
Through compromised sewer pipe. So then we're paying electricity costs to pump that clean water because it's mixing with the sanitary sewer to the wastewater treatment plant that we're paying to treat it. So it's something we got to work on. But additionally, with Franklin Street, if we get out there and peel the top layer of the road off, there's going to be multiple
Issues.
structure adjustment, structure rebuilding that needs to happen. Catch basins that'll need to be completely replaced. Manholes that will need more than just a few layers of brick. There's a lot of old infrastructure under that road. So.
Do you know offhand the age of the water lines and
So Franklin
services?
Street's like 1940s.
Okay.
But given the way we're set up, I wouldn't be too worried about the water main out there.
Right.
I'd be comfortable paving the road with the water main as long as we had the services done.
That's what I was asking more about, the
As long as the
services.
galvanized
and
services are out.
Who does the inspecting for the city to find out what issues you do have once you take off the pavement?
Well, we do. We
You
do
do?
it all
Okay.
pretty much ourselves. We contract with a couple. So for sanitary sewer, we would do CCTV inspection if we can, if the flows are low enough. Well, we usually can bypass the section of pipe we're trying to inspect. But we use a couple different contractors depending on who we can get to town. Get in and go manhole to manhole and see damage or see lack of damage, and then we can move forward based on what we see. But,
Thank you.
so yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about a few of the priority words. But we get about $480,000 a year in Chapter 90. We've got $4 million in projects just in these 4 streets. That's 10 years of our funding. To go and do. So, the city doesn't really match Chapter 90 with any, tax revenue or we get some money in the highway and water and sewer budgets for paving after projects and a little bit. So we'll try to do like some of the smaller streets and stuff at the end of the year if we have money left in our budget. But it's getting harder and harder as things get more expensive. Just asphalt's gone up quite a bit in the past couple of years. I have a note on my sheet here that with Fort Hill Road with the bridge deck, we're looking at 1.1 million to do the whole road. So,
For 3/4 of a mile.
yeah. And so what we'll look at there is the bridge deck, like I said, and then it was oil and stone.
Yeah.
Maybe we can oil and stone it, and it'd be a lot less expensive than paving it again. But we will go through, keep picking away at it and try to get the, like I said, the most value we can.
Been a good strategy of late.
Hey.
We're getting much more paved lately than we had in the past, so. Can't just get it all done in one shot.
No.
But this really, puts it in,
Some perspective. I mean,
like you said, 1 year's proposal is 10 years of funding, unmatched funding.
yep. And then Franklin Street, a lot of the sidewalk needs to be replaced. Our estimate, we're only carrying the ramps, so to do it properly, it'd be a little bit more. So
Yeah.
I shouldn't say properly, more thorough.
Yeah. Understood. No, it's a good summary, good roadmap.
But it's just a draft. We have it written right on there, so it's nothing's
No,
perfect.
yeah, no.
Set in
Good
stone,
outline.
nothing- yeah.
You gotta start somewhere, and you just gotta go get the numbers. These are, said estimated costs, but they're in the right order of magnitude, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which is a large one.
But we need to do the 2 bridge decks, or
Yeah, regardless.
what I kind of have to make a priority, just because you can't let the bridges get worse. So
No, it makes sense to carry projects on them. Any other questions or discussions on that for now?
No. Good job. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll just move right into item number 6, the director's report.
Don't have a lot for you tonight. So Daigle Electric installed the new traffic signals out here, Union Cottage Base and Wilson intersection today. The new signals are controlling traffic now. The old signals they took down. There's some control and programming work will be happening over the next couple of days, and it should be wrapped up by the end of next week. I know I keep saying that, but
Yeah, but-
that's what I keep getting told. So they've got a few more things to do out there, but it's almost done. So but it's just nice to see the old ones come down today. We've been having a lot of trouble with them since they got damaged, and the new ones go in service. So, and I like the black masts. I think they look nice.
Yeah, no, I noticed them riding in today.
So just a quick recap. We had the storm January 7th. We got 12, 15 inches of snow. Guys did a great job clearing things out, all the highway guys. Our contractors, Norwich Construction, Dennis and Nate over there keeping everything, all the trucks running. We did have two of our frontline pieces of equipment that had to get taken out of service in the storm and couldn't go back in during that storm. Truck 56, it's a 2009 International, lost the carrier bearing. We weren't able to, had to get parked for a couple of days, but we got some parts. And one of the loader plows was damaged beyond repair. So, but I wanted to talk to you guys, bring that up tonight. Because, truck 56 is one of our frontline vehicles, and it's hitting 15 years old this year. So we've had 3 heavy-duty trucks come out of service with no replacements over the last about 8 months. Truck 33, 62, well, 56 came out, so it's back. 56 is back in, so it's 2 came out with no replacements. It's just there's some expenditures coming there for the city. We've got to get some new equipment ordered.
I mean, with the timeline for vehicles with interim solution.
Well, 56, like I said, 56 is back in. We've rented an additional loader this year. We ordered another plow for the. I mean, we're fine. We can handle the snow. It's concerning to have vehicles that were approaching 15, 20 years old as our frontline plow vehicles. Granted, our guys do a great job taking care of them, but they're not getting any less expensive. It's about $350,000 now for a fully outfitted plow with a spreader. It's a lot of all cities in town are facing the same challenges. Some of the older stuff is a little simpler and easier to keep running. So they do have their ups and downs, but we just love to start seeing them swapped out after they hit 8 years old or 10 years old.
Moving down the line.
Yeah.
Doing your front lining.
For yesterday's storm, we wrapped up plowing operation around 10:30 last night. Just normal wear and tear, plow cutting edges, things like that. We go through a few cutting edges every storm just to keep the plows from getting worn out themselves. But all in all, it's pretty good. I don't think I got any complaints. You get any complaints today?
No.
I think they came down our way about 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
So,
Even the last storm, we had a handful, but it wasn't with the amount of snow we had.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. The guys did a really nice job.
they did, yeah.
There's always some problems, they get blinded or kind of take out some grass here or there, but with the ground barely frozen too.
Yeah, that made a big
you peel up a lot more than you would. But.
A couple of curbs taken out, I noticed.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not our trucks though.
Yeah.
Landscapers are good for that too. So if we did damage your property, just let us know and we'll come out in the springtime and get it taken care of. But,
I'm just concerned is when you have the pieces of curbing in this road,
yeah.
and then you get another snowstorm.
Yeah. Name it.
And then somebody either goes over it or someone, then you got a hidden exposure. That's the only thing. But it's the island.
Well, if you see it, let us know.
Yeah,
We'll send the guys out to pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Windsor Circle, facing my house.
Yeah. Is there some? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get
They're
it.
scared. All right.
That's all I've got.
That's not
Thank you, Greg, for that.
Yeah.
it was actually a very good,
Yeah.
informative meeting.
Mayor will be at the February 7th meeting. She's
Correct.
scheduled to be on there, so.
Perfect. All right, and with that, I will make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
I second.
Thomas Pillsbury,
Yes.
Steve Littman,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carried.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.